I'm happy to see you here in Module 3. Remember that the goal of this course is to provide a foundation for managing human resources. So I'm trying to build some blocks as a foundation. In the first module, we looked at alternative approaches to managing human resources. In Module 2, we looked at what makes employees work, and we started with money. Now in this module, I want to add another building block and continue to look at what makes employees work, but want to look at non-monetary motivations. So looking at the fact that work is more than money, at least for a lot of employees. And then in the last module, the final block, will be looking at people managers as part of a complex system. Now, in the previous module, again, I emphasized that to motivate your workers, you need to understand why are they working and what does work mean to them. And we started this discussion by looking at perhaps the most obvious reason that people work: they need the money. And this is important because, after all, people do work for the money. And as Donna Summer sang in the 1980s, they probably work hard for their money. But it would be a big mistake to stop there and to assume that people only work for money. In the beginning of the previous module, I quickly indicated other reasons why people might work, such as for self-esteem or serving some other role in society. This module spends more time exploring non-monetary reasons why people work. Okay, still not convinced that people work for more than money? Well, think about lottery winners. Think about people who win millions of dollars in the lottery. Research shows that 85 to 90% of them still work. So work must be about more than simply money. And as society, we should be grateful that work is more than about money. In addition to providing a means of survival, work allows us to build permanence and build culture in an otherwise harsh natural environment. But let's not oversimplify. Yes, we need to move beyond money as the sole driver of work, but this doesn't mean that money is not important. It is an economic motivator for some workers, as described in the previous module. And for individuals who aren't as economically oriented, pay can still be important when it's interpreted as a signal of one's own self-worth or the extent to which the organization values somebody. This gets very complicated, and you need to be on your toes as a manager. So to conclude, I want to return to the opening video from the previous module, where I emphasized that workers can have diverse reasons for working. I'll say it again. Workers can have diverse reasons for working. If there's only one reason, you could probably rely on your HR professional to figure it out for you. But with so many different reasons, you as the manager need to figure out what makes each of your employees tick. Now, to emphasize this point, I'm going to do something that can be hard for an academic. I'm going to give somebody else the last word.
The one thing that I always like to say to managers of people is find out what motivates your people. And it's not one thing. It's very individualistic, and it serves you well if you know what motivates each of your team members.